2nd and 5. Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Richardson looking to throw this. They set up the screen. Achane has it.
And running with power here. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road.
Here we go. Set. Viking 18. Hey, Smash.
Achane not going anywhere. He'll lose a couple back to the 6.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
Let's go now. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Richardson.
He's going to lead this for his running back. It's complete. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown.
Devon Achane.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Dolphins are on the board first here this afternoon.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Jason Sanders kicking off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Off the bootleg, here's Nix. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
Now the Central Florida product is R.J. Harvey.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 4 yards to pick up, first down.
The Broncos at 2-0 here to begin the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
You talk about this Miami defense.
And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently 2nd best in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Broncos respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
15. First down, Miami.
Seven, our score after one. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Big Lion. Ready. 19, Charger, 19, Cowboy 80. Go.
Up the middle, Achane. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On the set.
And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
Check mash. Check. Cougar 19.
Again, it's Achane. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That good for 22 and a first down.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts, because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
Ready.
Play action. Now Richardson. He'll dump this off to Achane. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that outside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so he can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson.
And the Broncos get there and take him down.
Nick Bonito coming in there to record the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Liking 18. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down.
Let's go now. 70 Timberwolves.
Richardson looking to throw.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's third.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Nix to the air. He'll get that complete to Franklin. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
Harvey now on 1st and 10.
He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one good for 37 yards. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that. The nickel look, 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then, you take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
On first down, back to Harvey. He works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, second down.
Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
To throw is Nix.
Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Throwing Nix. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there.
Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
There's no other way you could describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. I like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
On the ready. 18, run with 18. Here we go. Here we go. Panther 60. Panther 60.
Now Richardson. Short throw caught by Dulcich.
And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Bronco 80.
Looking to throw. Richardson. His throw incomplete. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
Moore, the man in motion.
Ready.
Back to the air with Richardson.
It's Hill, complete. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that's going to make it 4th down.
On the jump. Let's go. Cougar 19.
Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay. Tried the hard count, but to no avail.
Trying to do anything to get them to jump off sides and pick up a first down easily. Instead, it goes against them.
He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And he'll take it just outside the 40. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And that will On the offense as they take over.
At their own 48-yard line.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. From the left side, it's complete. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Nix. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
Richardson now throwing to start the drive. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hill. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Get it? Cowboy 80. Come 19. Come 19.
Operating from the gun. Richardson. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Go.
Back to throw. Richardson. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Good play and a well-timed run from Richardson to pick up the first.
First down. A 5-yard gain on the play. First down, Dolphins.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
10 at the 42-yard line.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Nix. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now it's Nix. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time, but nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a 1st down himself.
To throw, here's Nix.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
Nix from the shotgun.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Bo Nix from 17 yards out.
And the Broncos have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. But once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the 1st down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 49-yard line.
Here we go. Tap the 60, tap the 60.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
Ready.
Now Achane on 1st and 10.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Getting out a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Let's go now. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Moore, the man in motion.
Richardson out of the shotgun.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
60, 18, Pioneer.
Here's Richardson from the gun on 3rd down. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
Red. 70 Lions. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this is caught. He hits more. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
We always hear about guys wanting to make plays that quiet a crowd.
Yeah.
After that one.
Here in the 3rd quarter, they were hoping to get the stop, get the football back. Not the case.
What a completion on a 4th down play.
In motion, Hill.
From the shotgun, Richardson.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
Dre Greenlaw getting home on that one.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Okay,
Well, they're in
ready?
some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Here we go, set. 70 Timberwolves. 19 Lions.
Here's Richardson to throw. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll let this go deep for Waddle.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Broncos are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
But that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working. But how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
Working out of the gun is Nix. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they got themselves a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Off the play fake. Nix. And this one complete again to Mims.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another 1st down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and off the play action, he'll look to throw it. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
Nix looking to throw again.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
They'll look to throw again.
He'll swing this out to Hardy.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 more there and another 1st down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. On play action, here's Nix.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. From 19 yards away.
And the Broncos will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
What's good on the extra point? And it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
To kick off for the Broncos.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense. Gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone. It looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
On the 6. Here we go.
They'll send Waddle in motion left.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. Richardson looking to throw this.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And his throw here is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Okay, ready?
Here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go now. Hawk 7 Pirates.
Richardson looking to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
Mustang 19.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. That's going to be caught by Waddle.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
It's 2nd and inches at the Broncos' 28-yard line.
And they'll send Waddle in motion left. Richardson. Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. And Waddle going to have a Dolphins first down as he'll be brought down just outside the red zone. Mark him at the 21.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
They set up the screen. Achane has it.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. A good first down call as the screen play gets him 9.
Second down and a yard.
Dragons, ready. Cougar 19.
Now Richardson back to throw it.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on first down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Here we go. Cowboy 80. Go.
Fourth down, desperation time. Here's Richardson. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Dolphins are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done as you noted, and they did.
In motion, the tight end.
Now Richardson. Now he'll tuck this and run.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
92 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
Once more with Harvey.
And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here.
He'll air this one out from Mims. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. I mean, what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
Richardson to throw it.
And he will get into the end zone to cut the deficit down to 4. And they turn the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized a little bit on top.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded right at the goal line. And with a well-placed kickoff, that's what these new rules can do for you, as he'll be backed up to start this drive.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And, boy, having that third timeout would have really helped here.
Another example of why coaches really stress saving your timeouts for when you absolutely have to have them. They go over this all the time. Here's one of those situations.
Now a 2nd and 6. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts, as it comes with 1:25 left to go in the contest. 3rd down and 1. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he is going to have the Broncos first, and that should be the capper. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. It doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.